The Mummy Returns is the 2001 American adventure horror film written and directed again by Stephen Sommers, and stars Brendan Fraser, Rachel Weisz, John Hannah, Arnold Vosloo, Oded Fehr, and Dwayne Johnson. Dwayne The Rock Johnson. Hell yeah. The plot follows the return of Imhotep as he is resurrected once again, this time to fight against an even bigger threat. It almost sounds like the plot of an old Godzilla movie. I don't, is it just me? So yeah, man, I've been enjoying watching the Brendan Fraser Mummy movies again. The first two at least, the only two I've seen so far. Although I'm thinking about watching the others. Well, there's the other Brendan Fraser one, and then there's the Tom Cruise reboot, which just completely flopped from what I've heard. I'd be interested in watching both. If someone wants to make a case for the Tom Cruise one, I'm on board for the Fraser one. But if someone wants to make a case for the Tom Cruise one, I'll check it out. But someone's got to make a case, or else I might just leave it alone. I did see The Mummy Returns in the theater, just like I did with The Mummy, way back in 2001. It was really cool to catch it again 25 years later. I saw it on its anniversary or whatever a couple of weeks ago. It was awesome to see it again, because, these are cool theater movies. But it was just so cool, like, back in 2001 was just a really fun time, for movies. Theaters were still banging. I don't know. It's a time kind of almost forgotten, but not with me. And with The Mummy Returns, I'm not actually sure if I've seen it, between then and now. But I do remember liking it quite a bit, about as much as the first movie, more or less. That's what I remember. I thought that one, the 1999 film, I thought held up really well, minus all the bad CGI. I will always complain about that kind of shit. And I did remember this movie having, some questionable CGI too. And boy, was I right. You would think that after seeing, how bad a lot of that shit looked in the 1999 film, they would make some changes of some sort, but instead they doubled down and made a movie that had even more, I would say maybe even more CGI, more bad CGI. Don't get me wrong, it's overall a decent sequel. It's definitely worth watching, but its problems don't just stop there at the CGI. First, I know that it was only 2 years in between movies, but it was nice to see the entire cast return. We've seen time and time again, kind of sequels kind of fall apart and while they're in development. And like I said, I didn't see those other Mummy movies, or at least the other Fraser Mummy movie, but I heard that the absence of Rachel Weisz was super noticeable. So that kind of thing is important for continuity, in my opinion. So in addition, whoa, I'm banging stuff back here. What was I going to say? In addition to the returning cast, we have some new characters too, which was cool. We got so Rick and Evelyn are married now. Logical conclusion, I guess, and they have a son, a fucking annoying British kid named Alex, and I just can't stand him. But there's also Izzy the pilot, played by Sean Parks, and most famously the Scorpion King himself, played by Dwayne Johnson. Essentially the big bad here, or bigger bad at least. So there are cultists trying to use Imhotep to kill the Scorpion King so that they can gain control of the god of the underworld, Anubis's army. That's the overall plot here. And either way, it's bad for humanity, and the O'Connells are caught in the middle of it, of course, and only they can save the world from ultimate destruction. So yeah, man, overall I do still enjoy this movie, but not nearly as much as I remember from 25 years ago. It doesn't hold up as well as I thought it would. First, I'm all about sequels standing apart and doing new things, but I wasn't huge on Rick and Evelyn having a kid. Them being married makes sense to me. Maybe it's because Alex just sucks so fucking bad, and maybe it's because he really gives the movie Disney type vibes. They tried to make him like I feel like he was written to be like a Kevin McAllister, but it's still a no from me, man. No, it's a no from me. The story overall is actually fine, in my opinion, especially for a sequel. Imhotep, as long as he's alive, is a weapon, and it makes sense that cultists would, want to use him that way to get what they want. The original Mummy film had spin-off sequels and stuff. Not official though, but spin-off sequels regardless. So sequels to Universal monster characters are typically fine by me. And I think that the Scorpion King himself as a character, I think he's an awesome character, but I think he would have been better played by someone else. And there's nothing wrong with Dwayne's performance. He was ruined by CGI, and he looks like a video game character. I don't know. I just think someone else would have been a little bit better. And I know practical effects are not what these Mummy movies are about necessarily, but he would have looked really fucking cool, I think, if they used like animatronics or any kind of practical suit. Making him a complete CGI character was just a fucking stupid decision, and really it ruins the character, and it almost ruins the movie. Luckily, you don't really see him. You don't see him a whole lot, and you don't see him until way later on in the movie. So, if you had to put up with him throughout the whole thing, this movie would just be destroyed. But yeah, I mean, back in 2001, it's like CGI just seemed to be the answer to everything. And a ton of movies were just ruined by it. It sucks. That's just a topic that is for another day, maybe for another year. It would take so long to delve into, but interesting one. Sadly, the bad CGI doesn't stop with the Scorpion King either. You have pygmy characters and Anubis's army, and it's just way too fucking much. The story also has some pacing issues. Causing a really saggy middle with some scenes just going on way too long needlessly. It's not much longer at all than the previous film, but it has a lot more filler, a ton more filler. So I'd say that I do remain a fan of this movie, but it's not going to be something I'll reach for anytime soon, unfortunately. Will it be another 25 years before I watch it if I'm still alive? Maybe I'll watch it before then. I don't know. So I'm going to give The Mummy Returns a 2.5 out of 4 stars. Since I'm watching all the Stephen Sommers stuff, I think I'll watch Deep Rising next, and maybe even Van Helsing for the first time ever, because I skipped that one originally. So, cheers, guys, and I'll see you at the multiplex. Subscribe right now, please.